Hi, I'm Kingsley Jasper, Altair Engineering India. In this session, I'll be telling you about the various initial run checks that are to be performed before starting any run in radios. I'll be showing you a sample starter file and I'll be showing you what are the various run checks that are to be made in the starter file before proceeding with the run in radios. I'll just open a starter file now. So as you can see, the starter file in RADIOSS is the file name followed by an underscore and then 4 zeros .rad. Once you open the starter file, this is what a starter file looks in RADIOSS. The basic checks that are to be made on the starter file in RADIOSS are that you need to firstly make sure that in the starter file you have a slash begin at the start, and then at the end you need to make sure that you have a slash end. This slash begin and slash end ensures that all your data in the model which you have done in hypermesh are exported to the solver file in RADIOSS, which is the starter file .rad file in RADIOSS. Once you have made sure that slash begin and slash end is present, all the data has been exported and there is no data left out. Now the next thing which you need to make sure is that you have the proper file version which you want to run. In this case, you can see that it is 140, which is RADIOSS version 14. So once the version and the data export is made sure, the next thing which we need to go is with the unit systems. As you can see here, the unit system need to be the same in the first line and the second line. That is, there should not be any extra spaces between them or anything. They should look just the same how it is in the first line and the second line. This is very important to make sure that you don't face any errors or issues during a RADIOSS run. So these are the main checks which are to be made in the starter file. Like, we need to make sure that there is slash begin and slash end and the file version and the unit systems. Now I'll show you how to run the starter file in RADIOSS solver and how to go about the various checks which can be done in the starter out file. So in order to run the starter file, you can open the RADIOSS solver and select the starter file and run it. So in the RADIOSS solver, whenever you select the file for run, it runs both the starter and the engine. But it is advised to run only the starter file in order to have a better understanding on not, and we can make sure that there are no warnings or errors faced. So in order to run the starter file, you can select the starter file and go for the run. So in this case, I have selected my starter file, and you can go to the options and select starter and apply options and close. So once you have selected starter, the RADIOSS solver now will run only the starter and the engine does not run. So once you click run, the starter starts to run and you will get the starter out file. So the job is completed, and the starter out file is the file name followed by an underscore and then 4 zeros .out. You can open this file and you can make sure the file version. Here I have used the RADIOSS solver version of 2017, so I have the RADIOSS starter 2017. As you can see here, the file version. Then you can see the computation hardware description here. And next is that once you scroll down to the last, you can see your error and warning summary. In this case, I don't have any errors, but if you face any errors, they will be displayed here and you need to take the necessary steps to correct those errors. The next main thing which is to be taken care of is that we need to always get a message like no true incompatible kinematic conditions. That is, the model which we want to run in radio should have no true incompatible kinematic conditions. If you face any incompatible kinematic conditions in the model, then steps must be taken to avoid that, and before starting a run in radios, we should always have the message as no true incompatible kinematic conditions. This is very necessary before starting any run in radios. Also, next you can see a warning here as initial penetrations in interface. This is because of the penetrations in the contacts. This can be taken care by applying or defining proper inactive values in the contact. So by defining the proper inactive values, the penetrations are taken care in contacts and we don't really have to worry about that anymore. So the no true incompatible kinematic condition is one very important thing, and the next one is the penetrations in contact, which are to be taken care of. The other warnings can be ignored. Also, the next thing which you can find in the starter out file is the mass and the inertia of the model. In this case, you can see the mass here, which is 9 e raised to minus 2, and the mass center, the coordinates, and the inertia of the model. So these are the various run checks that can be performed starting in the starter file to the starter out file, and you can check the mass and also the inertias in the starter out file. That's all about in this session of initial run checks in radios. Thank you.